first grade families. I am Kristen Ebright, first grade teacher at Grove Elementary, and I'm here to teach you how to play a game called Fact War. All you need to play this game is a deck of cards. If you do not have a deck of cards, you can print out the attached page and make your own by printing 4 copies of that page and cutting them out. So I'm going to go over some of the directions and kind of show you a little bit about how to play the game. Now, this is called Fact, Fluency, War. The reason why we're learning how to play this game is because a big goal for first graders is to be able to solve basic facts with fluency and accuracy. Basically, that means that you want to be able to solve your math facts quickly and correctly, because this is going to help you when you get older and you start solving those really big math problems like 1036 plus 1024. So, being able to solve the little numbers together fast is going to help you when you get older. Let's first start by setting up our deck. Basically, if you're using your own deck, you want to take out your face cards because these numbers are going to be a little big. If you want a challenge, though, and you think you're ready for it, feel free to keep those in, and we'll just make those be a different number. So, for example, you will have aces. That's the ones right here. Those are going to be ones, and we want to leave those in. We also will leave in jokers. Those are the ones that often look like clowns. They're doing silly things depending on what your deck is like. And jokers will be worth 0. Now, if you are looking for a challenge and you want to keep those face cards in, then let's make your jacks, that's these ones here with the J on it, be 11. The queens, be 12. And the kings, be 13. If you don't think you're ready for a challenge, go ahead, take them out. Now, again, if you don't have a deck, you can go ahead and print 4 copies of the page that you see on here. Now, here's how we play. We start with dealing our deck. So, after you've got it all shuffled and mixed up, you're going to pass each person cards face down into a pile. So you can play this with 2 people or up to 4. It might get a little bit harder if you have more than 4, but you could try it. So I'll start with dealing out the deck. You're just going to deal them one at a time to each person who might be playing and putting them into a pile. Now, this would be the same if you didn't have a regular deck and you were using our paper deck. You'd still deal them face down to each person. Okay, so now I've got the decks passed out and I'm ready for my next step. The very first thing is that each person will flip over their top 2 cards. So if I'm playing, I have an 8 and a 5. And the other person would also flip their top 2 cards. They flipped a 5 and a 9. So depending on if you're playing addition fact war or if you're playing subtraction fact war, you'll either add these totals together, 8 and 5, added together would equal 13, or you would subtract the littler number, 5, from the bigger number if you're playing subtraction war. So 8 take away 5, and that equals 3. Let's pretend I'm playing addition war this time. And so 8 plus 5 equals 13. Well, 9 plus 5 equals 14. You have to decide who has the bigger total. 9 plus 5 is definitely bigger than 8 plus 5 by just 1. So that means this person won, and they would get to collect the cards and put them in a nice winning pile off to the side. Now, you continue playing that way, flipping your top 2 cards, and depending if you're adding or subtracting for your war, you would add or subtract your answers. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Well, 10 is bigger than 9, so they win the cards. Put them in a win pile. Now, we're going to talk about a special situation where you would need to have what's called a war. That is when both of the totals are the same. So looking at my screen here that I have, we would say that these people maybe both got a total of 6. And neither one has more than the other, so you have to do a war. In that case, you would deal out 2 cards like this, face down, and 2 cards face up. Each person would do that, just like this. So let's pretend like we have a war going on. They're going to flip 2 upside down, and then flip 2 right side up. And I would also flip 2 upside down, and 2 right side up. Now, the numbers that are right side up need to be added together, just like we've been doing. 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 3 is 5. Which is bigger, 9 or 5? Well, 9 is bigger, and that means that this person wins a whole bunch of cards here. Look at this. They get all of these that were upside down and right side up, and they get the numbers that were a tie before the war. So all of those cards will get put into their win pile. Now, the whole goal of this game is to win the most cards. So you can either play until you've played for a while. Sometimes this game can go on for a long time. Or you can play until somebody runs out of cards. And then the person with the most cards would be considered the winner. If you run out of cards, that means you're out. So that's kind of how this game goes. Really, you just need to have fun and work on your speed and your accuracy, because that's what's going to help you when you keep working on your math skills. So have fun and enjoy playing Fact Fluency War.